Part 2 of Gray's Anatomy for Organisations, Aligning to Outcomes. Recapping Part 1, we placed our organisation in a box to look at the 4 different perspectives of an organisation. We discussed how these cannot be separated. We focused on the external group perspective and pointed out that it is assumed that an organisation has to be structured based on products or functions. We showed that to be a high-performing organisation, we need to be aligned to outcomes. The question now becomes, how? Whether organisations realise it or not, we all operate in both ways. Typically, the physical organisational structure is by product or function, and we use systems and processes to try and have the functional teams work together to deliver outcomes. But as discussed in Part 1, this approach breaks down when we take into account the other 3 perspectives. For example, when we talk about teamwork, we really mean our functional team. Instead of delivering outcomes, we get bundles. Bundles like, add your home to your car insurance and get a 10% discount. Or, sign up to our internet service plus 2 cell phones and qualify for family and friends. Any guesses to what this is? A friend of mine wanted a mimosa, that is a champagne with orange juice. This is what a mimosa looks like in a bundled world. The server was following the rules. They sell champagne, they sell orange juice, just not together. But rules don't work. When unions want to cause industrial disruption, they implement a work to rule campaign. Let's think about that for a moment. To cause the most chaos, they follow the rules? When we are all working together towards a shared outcome, we can flip this mode. Instead of rules, we can use the approach of goal seeking with local feedback. We keep our goal, our outcomes, in focus and use feedback to course correct to stay on track. At the start, we said that organisations operate in both ways. But to be aligned to outcomes, we must be aware of the big red switch. It is binary. Our mission statement, measurements, manifestations and management model must be aligned to outcomes. Our mission statement is what we are doing for our customers. It is the outcomes we are delivering. This is the why in Simon Sinek's Start With Why. Disney's mission statement is to be the world's leading producers and providers of entertainment and information. But what does this mean for the people who work at Disney World? Therefore, Disney has a series of nested mission statements. For their theme park people, we provide happiness by providing the finest in entertainment for people of all ages everywhere. Measurements must be focused on the delivery of outcomes. This creates the direct feedback loop from the customer for our goal-seeking approach. As Jim Collins of Good to Great fame explained, successful organisations know we're successful because we understand why we do these specific things and under what conditions they will no longer work. Manifestations are the embodiment of alignment to the outcomes in everything we do. It is the new way we do things around here. When the pressure is on, if we throw the big red switch back to product and functions, everyone knows that nothing has changed. Our management model needs to change from a commercial model of selling products to an operational model of selling outcomes. This change in management model is where we are in the customer's shoes, performing the operations to deliver the outcome better than the customer can do for themselves. An example of this switch is Spotify. Now, we could build our own music library, we could buy thousands of songs, save them on a hard drive and use search tools to find them, or we can simply subscribe to Spotify to play whatever song we want whenever we want to. Spotify are now the ones that need to store all the music, provide easy-to-use search tools and access channels. Spotify are doing the operational work for us, the customer. More on Spotify in Part 3. As we stated at the start, all organisations operate in both ways. but to be aligned to outcomes, we need this alignment in our mission statement, measurements, manifestations, and management model. It is binary. The big red switch can only be selected one way. In Part 3 of Gray's Anatomy for Organisations, we explain how aligning to outcomes allows companies to avoid disruption and to survive. Thank you.